If you're in AP government, then that exam date is coming quickly. It'll be here faster than a representative can get reelected in a gerrymandered district. Government joke. Nailed it. And if this is the point that you're starting to breathe heavy and sweat through your shirt, then fear not, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this year's exam, and at the end I'll give you some tips for how to prepare. Oh, and hey, if this is the first time we're meeting, I'm Steve Heimler, and I'm here to help you get an A in your class and a 5 on your exam in May. So, let's talk about the exam. And by the way, if anything I'm about to say sounds unfamiliar to you, then don't panic. I've got videos for days explaining all the different parts of the exam and how you're supposed to do them. I'll link those at the end of the video and down in the video description. First, you should know that this year's exam is paper and pencil. And the last couple of years, the coronavirus has given us the option to take the exam digitally, but not this year. This year, you're going to take the exam the old-fashioned way, paper and pencil. The second thing you need to know is the time and date of your exam, and here it is. Now, they recommend that you show up to your testing location about 30 minutes before the exam, and I think that's solid advice. You're already going to be stressed enough. You don't want the additional stress of getting dumped into that pressure cooker late. And the third thing you should know is the format of the exam. The entire exam is going to take you 3 hours, and there's going to be 2 sections, and they'll break down like this. The first section will be all multiple choice. You'll have to answer 55 questions in 80 minutes, and your performance on here will count for 50% of your overall score. Now, some of these questions are going to be based on a stimulus. It'll either be something to read or a political cartoon or a graph or something like that. And in that case, there might be 2 to 4 questions attached to that one stimulus. And then other questions will just be straight question and answer with no stimulus. But either way, just know that they're testing your ability not to recall vocabulary words, but instead they're testing your ability to think and apply these concepts. Okay, now the second section has all the writing. You'll have to answer 4 questions and they'll give you 100 minutes to do so, and this part counts for the other 50% of your score. Now, these questions won't just come out of nowhere. They actually tell us what kind of question each of these will be. The first will be the concept application question, in which they will give you a scenario that you probably don't know and you have to apply it to a concept that you do know. The second question will be the quantitative analysis question, in which they'll give you some kind of data to look at and then you have to interpret it and then write about it. The third question is the SCOTUS comparison question, and they're going to give you a Supreme Court case that you do not know and then ask you to compare it to a case that you do know, or you're supposed to know, and I'll get to that in a minute. Now, for each of these 3 questions, they recommend that you spend 20 minutes each on them, and that's a good recommendation because you don't have to write too much for those first 3. However, if you really know your stuff, you're probably not even going to need that much time. Now, it's up to you to budget that time, so keep an eye on the clock, and that's important because of the 4th and final question that you're going to see in this section, the argumentative essay. They recommend that you spend 40 minutes on that one, so make sure that you have that kind of time when you get to it. For this question, they're going to give you a prompt, and you just have to start pulling information out of your brain folds and write about it. Additionally, they're going to give you a list of 3 required documents, and you have to choose one to support your argument. And then for your second piece of evidence, you have to either choose another one of those documents or another concept from the course. First, I cannot emphasize enough just how important it is to get the content of the course down. Yes, I know I said that all the questions are testing your ability to think, not recall vocabulary words, but trust me here. If you're shaky on the skills but know the content like that dry skin on the back of your hand, then you're going to be all right. And in terms of content, not only do you have to be really familiar with iron triangles and gerrymandering and the social contract, but you also need to know the foundational documents and the required Supreme Court cases inside and out. Those documents and those cases are going to come up a lot, so stuff them right into your brain folds so that they're there when you need them. And hey, if you need help with the content, I've got videos explaining all the documents and all the cases and all the topics of the course. So when you're done here, get that clicky finger out and go crazy. Second, you got to take practice exams. Your teacher should have access to them, or you can check the ones out in my ultimate review packet. Now look, I know that you'd probably rather do anything else than sit in one place for 3 hours practicing exam taking, but trust me, the more you practice and the more familiar you are with the format, the better off you'll be on exam day. And third, you need to practice your skills, especially the writing. And I know I said that content is more important than skills, but only just barely. You need to know what the graders are going to be looking for in the written sections. And if you have no idea what they're looking for, then I've got videos for all the writing as well. So right over here is a playlist that has everything you need to get started studying for the AP government exam, and I would highly recommend that you get started now. And stick around the channel because I'm going to be publishing videos like a madman between now and exam day to help you get ready. Heimler out.